Hey,
Hi.
okay, you can speak.
Hi, I'm Kay.
I'm Rollercoaster Rider, and welcome to the fourth and final part of the Jessie Gets Engaged arc on on the Disney Channel TV show Jessie, the first time on the network that a character has gotten engaged.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
This episode, season 3, episode 24, entitled "There Goes the Bride." Now, it's kind of the well, it
Shouldn't it be
become
Here Comes the Bride?
well, yeah, but it goes it kind of like goes fast. I feel like it like they were probably thinking that the character wasn't going to be likable because I think they kind of
Who,
sped things.
Brooks?
Yeah, they kind of sped things up as to him leaving and why. Or
Uh,
maybe that was planned, but it felt like it was really like shoehorning a bunch of stuff. Like this should have been probably a 5 episode arc, maybe.
maybe.
Like the part about well,
Well, he
okay,
had to leave.
okay. So the plot of spoiler alert. Well, okay, it's not really a spoiler because she isn't married in season 4, so I guess that's not a
Well,
spoiler.
you just spoiled.
We've reviewed season 4 episodes.
Okay.
We haven't mentioned Brooks. We haven't mentioned. We are mentioning Brooks in season 4 episodes.
Okay, let's move
Probably a
on.
hint. Anyway, so basically, Jessie starts by looking at her ring, and um, in a typical, uh,
Emma Way?
I was gonna say in typical bride way, she's admiring, how big the diamond is
Yeah.
and how many carats.
Yeah.
I apologize, ladies. Then, she tells the kids that don't worry, I'll still be around. We'll probably just get an apartment in New York City. Then
She'll still take care of him every day.
mhm. so she tells Tony that the wedding is going to be in a year and a half,
Yeah.
which seems comfortable. Although we know of some couples that got married in like 60, 70 days from when they proposed to when they got married.
Depends on how long you know each other.
Mm-hmm. Have off camera, I'll tell, or off recording, I'll tell you who it is.
Okay.
Uh, then they find out, or then Brooks drops the announcement that I need to go to Africa as
Well,
soon as
because he has a
possible.
chance of a lifetime to
Save a
run a
animal sanctuary and
Yep.
like save some endangered animal.
Yep. Some warthog or something. I think that's what it was.
Okay, so they kind of crowbar in things really fast, which kind of makes Jessie get cold feet. We're just gonna go full out spoiler on this episode.
Okay.
Sorry for saying spoiler alert for you.
That's okay.
Zuri and Emma, or yeah, Zuri and Emma are showing Jessie like what ifs, like when she's gonna be in Africa, like
Well, it was her bachelorette party.
yeah, her graduating high school
school.
and Emma winning a congressional medal of honor or
For
something,
fashion.
and Mrs. Chesterfield has a cake where it's entirely of Brooks.
Yeah.
And Jessie's like, where am I? And it's like, oh, you're under the rose.
The plastic rose.
It's like, shouldn't the bride and groom be on the wedding cake together?
Yeah.
Wedding diva. Yeah, how dare I make my wedding about me?
Yeah. Well, Mrs. Chesterfield is kind of a bit much.
Yeah, still doesn't like Jessie. What else? Then
Oh.
Bertram kinda sees a bee.
Bees! Bees!
Yeah, I don't know if that was accidental or if he was trying to help Jessie.
I think he was trying to help Jessie because she
Oh.
was trying to make it all about her again.
Oh, okay. So then she puts the cake. So then the cake hits
Well, Bertram,
hits Miss Chesterfield.
yeah, he kind of juggles it like bees, like
Mhm.
he one was going to
Oh,
bite him, and
wait,
he kind of tossed the cake at her.
1 second. Not the bees! Not the bees! Ah!
Whatever.
I think that's... What is that a reference to? I think that's a reference to Wicker Man.
Okay.
Nicolas Cage
Yeah,
in a
I know.
deleted scene online. They put his head in a bird cage that has bees, and he's like going overacting crazy like I just did, except he was yelling.
Okay. I don't know if our audience would know that movie.
It's a pretty famous internet meme.
Oh, okay.
It was referenced in the Jupiter Ascending review.
Oh.
Not the bees! Not the bees! They're in my CG face! Ah! What?
Okay. Nothing.
Cross promotion, folks.
So anyway, Mrs. Chesterfield ends up with a lot of cake on her.
Mm-hmm. And then Brooks, which has asked Luke and Ravi to plan to do his
to be his best men. So the best men plan your bachelor party.
Mm-hmm.
And so Ravi's got the great idea of 2 words: laser tag.
And then they say, and then Brooks is screaming like, "When you said laser tag, I didn't think you meant actual lasers."
Yeah. Yeah.
Which makes
At least he used a pillow to block it.
yeah, which makes Brooks which when they hit him, he has to now change his pants.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Oh, something we forgot to mention was that the kids tried to, like, sabotage the wedding because they didn't want Jessie to go to Africa and kind of forget them.
Yep.
So then Bertram kind of, like, stands up for... I don't know if he stands up for Jessie, or if he's just kind of sick of it. Sick of the attitude or the ungratefulness.
Yeah.
But he says, like, look, Jessie has spent the last 3 years sacrificing everything to help you.
Right? When you're down, she would make you laugh.
She would bring you back up. When you're
sick.
Yeah, when you're sick, she would make you healthy. When you're depressed, she would make you happy. She's turned you from kids I couldn't stand to kids I, well, mostly tolerate.
And Luke is like, okay.
Yeah,
that's understandable.
I know. So he's like, Jessie has been there for you. Now it's your turn. Now it's your turn to be there for her. Then Tony apparently thought that it was bad luck for the ex-boyfriend of the bride the
ex-girlfriend bride.
Yeah, to see her on her wedding day. She was like, that's not a thing. It was like, wow, you're dressed casually. This is a robe. And was this the point where he gave her the
Yep.
Yeah, noodle doodle do, where I think we've reviewed that episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Chinese place.
Mm-hmm. I could bring up a line from that episode, but I won't. So then the reverend or minister?
Yep, pastor, minister.
Yeah, he calls and says he can't show up. Jessie's like, why can't you show up? There's a funeral? Well, I'm sorry, but
Aren't they still going to be dead tomorrow?
I understand. I'm so sorry for your loss, Reverend.
It's his wife.
I thought it was like a relative of his.
Maybe.
So then Tony's like, fine, I'll marry you. And Jessie was like, well, you need to kind of work on your being nice, or on your
tactics, because I'm already getting married.
And he's like, no, I'm an ordained minister. I went online to be a bowling
referee or something.
Yeah, bowling ref or a bowling coach or something.
Yeah.
And I ended up becoming an ordained minister. Plus, I run a small county in Illinois.
I'm a mayor of a small town, not towny, town in Illinois.
He owns somebody?
No.
So he's responsible for that dude running. Makes too much sense now. Did you think that was gonna skip this list?
I don't know.
At which point the kids come in and they decide to say on how they weren't being proper people.
They were just thinking of themselves.
Yeah, instead of thinking about what Jessie probably wants. And how they're all like really sorry and they'll all support her. So she gives them all a big hug before she gets married, and then she says, "Luke, you're getting a little too personal." Zuri says, "That's me. You're sitting on my hand."
Ah! And then they all just kind of laugh, Missy. Okay.
No, wait, and say, and then they all laughed, Coaster Kitty. Say.
Then they all laughed and hugged Coaster Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, Coaster Kitty.
So then it's finally the wedding, and apparently Miss Kipling is like the flower girl.
Yep.
Just kind of like throwing out flowers with her tail. Or flowers.
Flower petals.
Yeah, with her tail.
She has a basket, like her tail.
Yeah, just wagging.
She has like a necklace ruffle like on, and yeah.
And then Jessie, because her dad is
deployed.
No, it's what is it? Flying a cruise missile or something?
Yeah, he's deployed. Yeah. He's working on the aircraft carrier.
Bertram decides to kind of
give her away.
Yeah. And says like, I've always thought about like you and the kids all leaving. Maybe to the circus. I never thought it would be tough to see one of you go.
Yep.
Only, 2,500 more days until...
3,000 something, wasn't it? 2 or 3,000 some odd more days before the last one goes off to college.
Who do you think he's talking about, Luke or Zuri?
Well, I don't know. Luke could spend a lot of years in high school, according to Jessie.
So then they're at the wedding, and then Tony is like saying, we're joined with these two people to love, honor, cherish, and hold, etc., etc. First of all,
on this happy day.
Hence part of the etc., etc., etc.
Well, I know, but then the kids start crying, and Mrs. Chesterfield starts crying. Yeah, there was a lot of crying.
I don't think I don't remember her crying.
So anyway,
then he says, if anyone objects, speak now or forever hold your peace. So Miss Chesterfield raises her hand and Bertram tries to like keep it down.
Yep.
I was thinking that maybe the kids might raise their hand like.
Yeah, but Brooks did.
Yeah. So then Tony kind of does a minor threat to Brooks, like,
Brooks, do you take Jessie to honor, love, and cherish, or something like that?
So help me God, if you
harm her or hurt her,
or
I will hunt you down.
Don't treat her like the goddess she is, I will hunt you down in the
Africa.
deepest parts of Africa.
Yeah.
I do.
Jessie, do you take Brooks, whatever his last name was?
Chesterfield.
Was it?
Mrs. Chesterfield.
Well, that was her
Rhoda
last
Chesterfield.
Husband. Wasn't that her last? Okay, whatever. I thought that was her 6th husband.
Mm-hmm. All of them legally missing.
Except for one.
One of them which accidentally fell off the cruise ship during the honeymoon.
She knows where one is. He's in a storage locker.
Oh, yeah.
In New Jersey or something.
And some others might be in landfills. Scary.
Yeah, so then he says, Jessie, do you take Brooks to be your lawfully
wedded husband,
to cherish and to
etc., etc.,
and no take-backs, even if he's not
even if he's not good at bowling. To which Jessie was like,
she looks at the kids, she looks at Bertram, she looks at the other kids, she looks at Brooks.
She says, I can't.
Yeah.
So she gets very cold feet and she can't. The reason why is because
She's not ready to let go of the kids yet.
yeah, she's not ready to let go of the kids. She's not ready to give up her dream of being an actress.
Which Brooke said she could take that up in Africa.
What acting jobs are in Africa? Dinner theater is when you're being chased by your dinner.
Yeah.
And then
a tiger or lion is chasing a gazelle or something.
I don't think there are tigers in Africa.
Aren't there lions?
Yeah. And meerkats.
Oh yeah, meerkats.
Yeah, she'll get eaten by a meerkat.
Meerkats don't eat people.
That's what they want you to think.
And Suri's like, let me you know.
So then so yeah. She also kind of gets cold feet because what was supposed to take a year and a half is happening in like 2 or 3 days.
2 days because they have to fly to Africa.
So then Brooke says, well, you want to stay here. I want to go to Africa to take care of an endangered animal.
Yep.
I guess.
Warthog or something.
Yeah, I guess we're going to have to go
follow our dreams
separately.
If it would have taken a year and a half, then maybe I could see him, but
I
don't know why he doesn't say, well, let me go there, see how it goes, and I'll come back to you.
I'll come back in like 6 months or something.
Yeah.
I think another Disney show around this time was doing that plot line.
Oh. So then she says she was going to miss him. She loved him.
The Maddie Diggy on Liv and Maddie.
Oh, okay.
He went to Tundra-bania. Like they go to... What did he say? They go to, like, the Arctic Circle for summer vacation.
Yep. Well, he thought that she was going to be playing basketball. Well, anyway, that's a different show.
Listen to our vlogs on that, too. Cross-promotion. Anyway, so then... everyone is kind of, like, sad, but they're also thankful that she decided to stay.
Yeah. And then Bertram comes up and he's eating a piece of wedding cake. She goes, Bertram, is that my wedding cake? Too soon?
Oh, and something we forgot to mention, when Jessie kind of ran off, Miss Chesterfield was like, "Point, Rhoda!"
Yeah, and her friends, like, looked down on her.
What? If the ice sculpture hasn't melted, I can get my money back! She'll need it in a later episode.
It was a swan or something, right?
And then, should we say what happens at the very end, or should we keep that a secret?
Well, have we ever revealed it before?
There have been times where we've done, like, spoiler warnings. Let's just spoil it, because this entire episode has been a spoil.
Okay.
Mrs. Chesterfield is trying to get Bertram to be husband number 7. And Luke shoots her with one of the lasers.
Yep. Went right through her hat.
And Robbie is like, "Good shot, bro." And he said, "Not really. I was aiming for Bertram."
Why would he aim for Bertram? I don't know. But anyway.
Oh, and... No, okay. Well, let's just do this part real quick because it's still in my mind. Or it's still in my head. Do you have a favorite line?
I just think it was when what's his name was doing the wedding ceremony.
Oh, Tony.
And how he said, if you don't treat her right or whatever, I will hunt you down in the deepest woods or whatever.
Did your minister do that at your wedding?
No, we had 2 ministers.
He didn't say, like, "You better be nice to her or I will hunt you down"?
Nope. Nope. We had 2 ministers.
Must be a modern thing then. Yep. I'm joking. My favorite line was... Oh, when they were playing laser tag, Luke said it was. We probably shouldn't have said it to Widowmaker.
Yeah. Woo! That's a pretty strong one.
That's pretty scary, yeah.
Would you recommend this?
This isn't one of my favorite episodes. We've already reviewed two of my favorites, which is The Princess and the Pea Brain, Lost at Sea 2, which I'm not.
But
I don't like.
If they're gonna watch the other three, they need to watch this one.
And Jessie's Big Break.
Yeah, they need to watch this one if they're watching all three.
But what's tough is that this is part of a 4-part series, and we were lucky in that Disney aired the third one in February when it's a Halloween episode. Right. Most of the time, you're not going to get all 4 episodes in a row.
Right.
You'll just get like the Between the Swoon and New York City. You'll get Mo Money, Mo Problems. You won't get The Runaway Bride of Frankenstein. Yeah. But you will get...
That one was probably one of my favorite ones of the
series so far?
Yeah, of the 4.
Even... Oh, of the 4. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, of the series?
No.
One day, do you want to do like a top 10 favorite Jessie or least favorite episodes?
Maybe, we can keep that on the back burner.
Okay. After our Ant Farm and Sam and Cat reviews.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, this isn't my favorite Jessie episode, but being that it is part of an arc, it's one of those where you do need to see the first and second episode, where he the first and second episode, especially when he proposes, to understand the marriage in this episode. Otherwise, this will just seem like a engaged and underaged episode.
Yeah, not altogether.
Yeah. Who was this episode's MVP? And I think we both agree who it's probably.
Well, you might say Jessie.
Yes.
But you know what? Who was...
Bertram.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was very thoughtful.
We're sorry that we have the same picks. We're sorry.
Well, yeah, but that means that the episode affected us sort of in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So Bertram was very, very supportive of Jessie.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't always see that.
Yeah, usually it's like, I want you to leave. Like, there's one episode where he said, go back to Texas, and she said, you said that last week when I stubbed my toe.
Yep.
So, I think secretly, deep down, he does care for her and probably the kids.
Oh, yeah. He wouldn't be around this long if he didn't.
The paycheck?
Yeah, but you gotta be with them 24/7, 365.
He takes like 3 naps a day.
Okay, then 27, 365.
27 hours a day?
No, 20/7 days a week. 365 days a year. 24/7,
Yeah, he also sleeps at night.
Okay, so now we're down to
12?
12. I was thinking that 12 or 14/7, 365. Okay.
And probably holidays and weekends off and whatever. Anyway, we're getting too technical and this review has gone on pretty long. So Anyway, I'm Roller Coaster Rider.
And I'm Kay, so...
check out some of my other videos for the next couple of days.
Yep. Check it out.
Bye. Bye.